Okay, guys, I shared with you already that St. Clair County Health Advisory Board voted to discontinue the process of banning water fluoridation in Michigan. Good job, Michigan. I told you that Poseyville has discontinued water fluoridation in the great state of Indiana. And Carmel City Council voted to remove fluoride from the water, and this is in the great state of Missouri. Word on the street is a lot of localities in Missouri are about to remove water fluoridation because they don't want to get sued, right? So let's dive into the specifics. And I want to share with you again where I get all of these great updates because if you haven't noticed, uh, YouTube and Google and everything else tends to censor this information, right? They don't want you to know that people are removing fluoride from the drinking water all over the U.S. Already, a huge chunk of the U.S. was not adding fluoride to their drinking water anyway. I showed you guys the map of the U.S. Some states, they were only adding 30%. Only 30% of the states was adding fluoride to the drinking water. In Virginia, there's lots of localities that do not add fluoride to the drinking water in Virginia. And then just recently, Luray and the town of Timberville removed fluoride from the drinking water. And word on the street is there's a bunch more on the way. But let me show you where I get all of these great updates. And I wanted to read to you what the Water Works supervisor had to say about water fluoridation, right? Because it's really the waterworks operators that understands just how dangerous this stuff is. So let's hear what he had to say, shall we? Let's go. I am on the Fluoride Action Network's Facebook, and this is where I get all of the great updates. So I hope you subscribe to them or follow them rather. So we have Missouri. The Carmel City Council voted Monday evening to discontinue the use of fluoride in its drinking water. They go on to say several individuals filled the council chamber for Monday's public hearing on the topic, with some in favor of fluoride, but most against it. Now, this is interesting because I now have an inside on what's going on, and the people who are against it are essentially hired individuals to go out and push propaganda. These are not ordinary citizens. These are people who are trying to protect probably their jobs because they've been harming people, and that's just a whole nother can of worms that we'll have to get into. But this is just fabricated. Okay, I've done polls, and the majority of people do not want fluoride in the drinking water. They do not want hydrofluorosilicic acid in the water. Okay, so they then go on to say Ron Sheets, city administrator, said the public hearing had been 3 months in the making. The city notified all residents of the hearing by mail and filed necessary paperwork with the state. So that was interesting. They, really wanted to hear from the residents. There's been well over 200 people in Henrico who has emailed the county government and said that they don't want fluoride in their drinking water, from my understanding. I haven't done the FOIA request for those, mainly because I don't need 200 emails. Okay, it's okay, so this is what's interesting. So this is Skeets maybe asked Tyler Shehorn, the water supervisor, to speak on his concern. So this is important because it is the waterworks operators who have a lot of sway. But the sad thing is that a lot of water supervisors and waterworks operators are afraid to speak up. And so this water supervisor said, it's kind of a liability on the city's end. He said, it's a really bad chemical. Exactly. This stuff has a pH of 1.2. And if they were to spill some of it on concrete, it would eat through concrete. That's how caustic this stuff is. A few individuals spoke to health studies on fluoride, saying it can impact thyroid health, brain health, and can lower IQ. And then they go on to say a motion by Alderman Johnson Williams, the board voted unanimously to remove the chemical from city drinking water. So congratulations on that, Carville City Council. Good on you.